Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Well, day after Happy New Year, right? So, on the 30th, I did a reveal of the Metallic Sparkles Design Kit by SoftFlex Company, which is a monthly kit. It's not a subscription kit. You can just buy it if you want to. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to get the next one. It looks like all reds and deep purples. I might, because I'm kind of hooked on them. But I don't know. I have a lot of red and I don't have too much purple though, so I might just because of that. Anyway, this one had some silver silk pearlesque hollow mesh in it, a foot of it. I used it all. I did ruin maybe 3/4 of an inch of it, but the rest of it I used. I did use the whole pack of design elements, everything. Also, I used the optional strands entirely, the gold sparkles and the silver sparkle strands that you had to buy separately. I did use a good bit of the antique brass wire, but I still have beading wire, but I still have, it looks like maybe 2/3 of it. I don't know exactly. I have to add it up. And then the rest of it, the only thing I have left is some crimp beads, which I did use quite a few of, and some bugle beads, which I actually also did use some of, but you'll see. So that's what I have left. And of course the string that was tied in, I did get rid of the tissue this time. So I just thought I'd let you know I used this kit, and I spent probably a day and a half making. Yeah, so let me, I'm going to try and do this without pausing the camera, but we shall see if I'm able to. So I wanted to use the silver silk first, but I was having a little issue with the way I wanted to do it. So I started in on a bracelet using the gold strand, which had this centerpiece here is often the gold strand. The brass beads were a strand in the kit, and these bicone type beads were in the Jesse James design kit. And I did use the beading wire. I did use the gold crimps, and I used for the first time the magical crimpers, and I have to say I love them. Now this was just a clasp in my stash, and this was a Beadalon closed ring from my stash from years ago. Oh, and these two sparklies, these were from the Jesse James design thing in the kit. But all the rest of these were off the gold strand, so that's like, you know, half the strand right there. And then to go with that, I made these earrings, which I put on a lever back. I did use a, I think it's a 5mm jump ring. Here's another one of the gold sparkles, and these were in the Jesse James kit. Now, they have a large holder like the European style bead, so I just used a sort of cheap Dollar Tree seed bead to stick on the bottom of both of them. And then I made these. These are on featherweight, really tiny, thin, head pins with a little ball on the end. I don't know if you can see that. And I just put 5 bugle beads on each one and just made little dangly tassels on those. So that's what I did with the bugle beads. I didn't do bead weaving with them. I still want to. The time, I don't have a lot of time to do it, it seems like. This one's be giving me, I might have to put them on a jump ring and put them on so they dangle better. And then also I use these two from the sparkle, and these are sort of weighty. I really like these flat beads, but the sparkle bead and the flat bead from the Jesse James design elements part of the kit, and I put them on a little head pin that has sort of a star or flower on that I've had in my stash. Those were from jewelrymaker.com, which is a UK televised video sales channel, but it's different than JTV or Jewel School here. Anyway, and the lever backs, I'm not sure. I think they might be from Fire Mountain, but they might have been from somewhere else. I'm not sure. Okay, so those I made, and then I went back to the mesh, and let me just show you what I did, and then I'll tell you what I wanted to do. I made a necklace, which I'm going to kind of turn you a little bit like that. So what I wanted to do originally, I was thinking, oh, I'll put these black beads through it, but they're too big. The mesh is only about 4 millimeter, but it only fits a 2 to 3 millimeter. And I found some 3 millimeter, what are they called? Fire polish silver. They call them rounds, but they're almost like a little oval bead. I had gotten a pack, let me show you, of 1200 from Fire Mountain. And between this and one other, here, they're Preciosa check, and I got them in like a bulk pack, so there was 9 packs, but the 9 packs have like 330 beads in each one, because in total it's about 1200 beads. Anyway, they look like this. So I strung them through it, and they worked perfectly. And it took about 66 of those to go through however many inches this is. And then, I strung them on 20 gauge silver wire, not beading wire. It was just 20 gauge silver plated copper wire, also that I had gotten from jewelrymaker.com, but you could use like artistic wire, or SoftFlex has a wire, or power wire. Any of those would be fine. 20 gauge worked well because I needed it to be a little sturdy up here at the end through the cone. So that went through the cone, through this bead, wire wrapped a loop, and then I hooked it on to oval 18 gauge jump rings. And I had this black chain in my stash that was from Cousin. Actually, I had bought it at Walmart on sale, and it included clasp and everything, which I forgot about, for 75 cents some time ago. 2 more oval jump rings, and the lobster claw that came, I think, from in the kit. And then what I did is I took a 22 gauge piece of wire, and I sort of wrapped it around the end to secure it, pressed it down firm, and then I just did like one, and then wrapped once around, and then one and once around, and went all the way around and did this sort of zigzaggy pattern. And I love this. It lays very nice on. It is about an 18-inch necklace and no extender. And it fits me perfectly, so I love this, how it turned out. I hope you guys do too. It's a little different, but I think it looks fab. So anyway, yeah, that is that piece. And then I made 2 more necklaces right off the bat from that. I'm going to actually lay that down here so I can put the next 2 on as well. Let's see which one. I think this one was next. Okay, so I had a little bit of the mesh left. I actually had 2 pieces of this left, but I used one on a bracelet. Actually, I might have made that bracelet next, but this one is shorter. Let me just show you the bracelet. The bracelet is in these colors. It's in the coppery tones. These were from the kit. All these, this is personal stash, and this little rose is personal stash, and this is personal stash. But this, I see I have a little piece of loose wire that I'll have to snip. We're all from the kit, and this toggle, which is upside down, is from my personal stash also. And I did use their beading wire and the copper crimps on this one. And I have those same, actually on this one, I think I have little white beads in it instead of the silver, because I didn't want silver sparkling through. And those were 3mm Druk beads in just a matte clear. And yeah, I only need about 10 of them maybe in that one. I forget exactly. I have it all written down, but yeah. So that is that bracelet, and this is a little bit on the small side. It's for a smaller wrist. It's probably about a 6.5 inch. I think it fit me, but it was like real snug. So it's a real cute bracelet. I love that too. Love how that came out. And then I did this one, but when I was doing it, I had to restring the necklace twice. And in doing that, I had to take the string out from all the little beads, and I had already squished the ends, you know. So I had to unsquish the ends, and then they started tearing, so I ended up snipping a little off and making it shorter. Alright, these bead caps are from my stash, and they were in a packet. I can't remember if those were Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but one of those places. I think they were a bead landing pack from years ago. But the black beads here were on the strand, and then these I think were on the silver strand, and then these were in the kit, these larger crystals and these bluish black ones, and I think these were on the silver strand, as were these here. And then these also were a strand in the kit, the crystal, smaller crystals, I'll call them. Then these closed rings I bought recently from Hobby Lobby. They're 15mm, and they called them something else. I call them closed rings. I again used the oval. This time I used 2 inches of chain, but 4 inches of chain doubled, really, because it needed a little more. I don't know, felt like it needed a little more. And then this is a toggle clasp I got from Auntie's Beads not long ago. Well, actually, it might have been a while ago, and it came in a pack of 2, and I thought it went well with it, and I used oval jump rings to close that off as well. So that is that one. I really like that one too, and that is also, I think, 18-inch with no extender. I was going to put an extender on that, and then I used a toggle clasp and didn't. And then the last necklace I did for this round is this sparkly one. So these beads were from the strand. I can't remember if these were from the strand or in the Design Elements pack. Not sure. These crystals were on a strand in the kit, and then these were from the Design Elements, and these little bead caps again are the same as what I used on the ends here, and they were from my own stash, these 2 here and these 2 here. And I love this one as well. Now this one, okay, here's those fire polish beads. I used all but 1 of them, 2 of them. I think I used 2 on earrings. Yes, I did. So I used all from that pack except 2, and I just did a total strung necklace all the way around. Now this one I think is a little shorter. No, I think I made it to 18 with the clasp on. Might even be 19 now. And I used the silver crimp beads. Now for the wire, I did change and use the Pro Econoflex I recently bought from SoftFlex. It's a 49 strand 0.019. But this is one, if you watch that video, it's made in China, not in the US, like the other SoftFlex. And then I had these neat clasps. They're substantial, but they're just like a, what do they call those? Carabiner or something? The oval you just press down and the oval opens, but it won't come off easily because if it slides around, it just does that. You have to actually compress that to get it open, but it's pretty easy. I think I need to get more of those. Those also came in a pack of 2, I think. I'm not going to say where I got them because I will forget and get it wrong. But I just strung all the rest of those fire polish in the back instead of doing a chain or something. So I like how that turned out as well, and it lays nicely. Okay, and then I have a bracelet, which I actually, I don't know if I think I did it after I did that. Yes, because I was actually going to put this component, like have a longer one here, and I don't know, something wasn't working for me, so I ended up with a bracelet. No, I did the bracelet first, because I had this in the bracelet, and it was too much in the front. I wasn't liking how it looked, so I took this much of it off, and that's what started that necklace. That's what happened. So it's always evolving for me. This is about a 7-inch bracelet. The crystals were on the strand in the kit. These were from the silver strand that you had to buy separately, all of these here. These bead caps again were in my own stash. The black rectangles were in the Jesse James part of the kit, and I did use silver crimp beads and from the kit. And then this is a pretty strong magnetic clasp that was in my stash, and I don't remember where I got it from. If anybody wants to know where I got stuff, leave me a message and what you want to know, and I'll tell you. But keep in mind that some of the things I've bought were bought since 2012, so some of them may or may not be available anymore. Okay, so let me move some of these over, and I'll show you. Let me put this down a little bit again. I'll show you some earrings to go with things. So to go with this bracelet, I made 2 pair of earrings. This is the first one, and this I use the SoftFlex wire. I have a tiny little 10-0 actually seed bead at the bottom, because what I did is I wrapped the wire down around the seed bead, back up through, put a crimp here, then went through one of the brass beads in the set. I am missing a braid. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then I cut the one wire off. I watched Sarah Ayler do this on a video on YouTube. I can try and link it, because I wasn't sure if you have 2 strands coming up. I couldn't fit 3, you know, going back down. I couldn't fit both going back down into the crimp. So what she did, because you crimped here, you cut that off, and then you only have 1 going through this bead, and then you only have therefore 2 going back through the crimp, and you cut it off here. So that's what I did. And then this is on a vintage brass eye pin with another cube. This is out of the kit. It's one of those sort of half bronze brass and half black bronze cube, and these were in the Jesse James part of the kit. And I put them on the ear wires that came, one of the pair of ear wires that came in the kit, the vintage brass or bronze. So I think they're really nice and dangly, if you like dangly ear wires. That one seems to want to go a little crooked, but I think they came out cute. I'd wear them. I would definitely wear them. And then the other pair, I just had some more of these, you know, two-tony kind of beads. And I had 2 more of these left that I used in something in the first bracelet. I'll use them here. So there were 6 of those, so I used them, the last 2, on this pair of earrings, and I just put them on a vintage brass head pin that I had in my stash, and also the ear wires, which I think I got at Beadbox Bargains. I'm not positive. Okay, then let me see, what did I make next? I think I made some tassel earrings to go with the silver necklaces next. So let me show you. I have 3 pair of earrings I made next. So these are the first ones, which are dainty little ones. These go more with the bracelet because of the black. So there were these little silver pillow beads in the Jesse James part of the kit, and also these smaller little crystal rounds, and the 2 black tube beads, and also these are the silver ear wires that were in the kit from SoftFlex, and these little tassels were in the kit. So the only thing I added was an eye pin. It's a silver plated brass eye pin from Fire Mountain, 2-inch 21 gauge, and these 5mm jump rings, 18 gauge silver plated copper. I think those are actually, and they're from jewelrymaker.com from years ago. So those, actually I'll put over here. They don't want to cooperate. Anyway, you get the idea. They're cute and they're lightweight. And then I had oops. I had okay, here's a little story. I thought I had 3 of these balls, and then when I went to go use them, I only saw 2. So I thought, what in the world? I didn't remember dropping it, but I did drop it, and you'll see what I ended up doing with it, because I found it after. So these have the last 2 of the excuse me, of the fire polish that I used here and in here underneath this silver silk strung through. So I used one of those. I put them on an eye pin, and they're a little tricky because you really have to make sure you get it through the right hole in those beads, those hollow beads. Then I used another one of the 2 of those 5mm jump rings, and I just wire wrap. These are all from the Jesse James. Well, actually no, I'm sorry. These 2 are from the strand in the kit, and these are from the Jesse James part of the kit, and I just wire wrap them, and they dangle from the open mesh. So those are pretty. And then the last pair I made at that point were these. I had 2 more of these cathedral beads. Now I need to look and see. This one here is a little different than all the rest, because these had a lot of sort of gold copper on both sides, and this one does too, but this one didn't have as much, but I put it on anyway. Yeah, I wasn't real happy. If I'd have known that, I would have put that in the bracelet and brought one of those other ones up for the earrings. I may have to change that out. Anyway, these were from, I want to say, the gold strand. The brass beads, of course, were not. These were in the Jesse James part of the kit, as were these little silver tassels. So this is a mixed metal. I used stainless steel ear wires on these that I had gotten from Shipwreck Beads not long ago. And then I used a vintage brass eye pin and a vintage brass, 2 vintage brass eye pins, and a vintage brass jump ring, which I've had in my stash for a while. I don't even know where I got them because they're not labeled. So yeah, I made a mixed metal pair of earrings, and I actually like them. I like how they turned out. I'd wear them. I probably will keep those and wear them because I don't know about the color on those. So then I didn't have a whole lot left, guys. And the next thing I did was, you know, me and these bobbly things. I'm going to take this necklace off, and I'm going to put this one on. Do you remember I got some free chain from Bead Box Bargains. That's how I used it. Some of it. I didn't use it all. I made an 18-inch necklace with sort of an extender piece. This uses the last off the gold sparkles bead strand and one of the brass cubes. I just put it on a head pin and put it on the end. I found some gold lobster clasps, and I had these larger 7mm, I think they were, gold plated jump rings from Michael's years ago. So I used 1, 2, 3 of those, and then this was in the Design Elements kit, and these were on the gold strand. All 3 of those I wasn't sure what to do with, so they ended up in a simple necklace, and I think it actually came out okay. I actually prefer the necklace without these on, but I didn't really know what else I wanted to do with those, and they're more sort of coppery color or a different shade of gold. Also, I will say, you know, all these little points connect except the one at the top does not, and I tried to intentionally put the jump ring where, this one you can maybe see it better, where they don't quite meet up to help hold it together so it wouldn't come apart. I guess that's where the last part of going around making that design was. I don't know. But they're cage beads. There's a crystal in it. I think I would like those better if the crystal inside actually had a hole you could go through and hold it in place, but I guess that defeats the purpose of a cage bead. I don't know. So that's what I did with the little bauble thing. And then I found the other sparkle bead. So again, let me take this down, which actually lays nice on. I tried that on. I did the similar thing. I had one of the black strand beads left, this silver bead off the silver strand, and then this off the silver strand. There were 3 on it. I actually went onto SoftFlex's website and checked the picture. I think I have this twisted. I do. Here we go. And remember, we got charms, so we had a Peace on Earth charm I hadn't used yet. So I just took, again, 18 inches of chain, and I hooked them both on with, well, I hooked this one on. I made my own little pendant, if you will, out of that, with just did a little swirl at the bottom, and then I hooked the Peace on Earth with a jump ring onto that other jump ring. I didn't want it on the chain directly. I don't know why. It just didn't seem right. That could be taken off, but I thought that was a nice, and that could be for all year long, really, but it's not like an in-your-face Christmas kind of thing, and we sure could use Peace on Earth, but I don't ever see that happening, sadly, guys. So I was going to put an extender on this one, but I had another one of these toggle clasps in that pack of 2 from Annie's Beads, and I thought it just went well with it, so that's what I ended up doing. I ended up using the toggle clasp, which I kind of put on backwards. I think, I don't know. Yeah, there. And I used the oval jump rings again to make it more secure. I'm really liking the oval jump rings. I think I'm going to get a large stash of those in all colors that I can, because I think they're more secure than the round for things like that. And then I have 2 more pieces to show you. We also had I have them supposedly so that they're flying to each other. Yes. So these were out of the Jesse James part of the kit. These crystals. I had those 2 left. I just put them on an eye pin, silver plated, brass, I think. These are stainless steel ear wires. So again, a little bit of mixed metal. And then I just put the 2 peace doves together. And I mean, maybe somebody wouldn't wear them until next year, but I'd wear them any time of year. Peace on Earth again, right? Yeah, so And you could change ears and then they'd be flying away from each other. I guess if you're having a spat with your spouse or something, I don't know. And then the last piece I did is this bracelet. It is 7-inch. It fits me. I'm not going to put it on right now because I need help with, I can do it myself. I did it yesterday, but with this class swivels and they're great, except I have trouble with it. Anyway, it looks like, let me put it on here. It looks nice. So these, I had a lot of these brass beads left. So I thought, what am I going to do with that? And I started stringing them and they only went about halfway for a bracelet. So I thought, I had pearls from a BB craft kit that I hadn't used this color of. And there were 2 shades of brown. One was more like a light chocolate brown, but these are more goldish, like a gold tan kind of thing. And I thought they went well with the brass beads. So again, I had like 1 extra, so I put it in the middle, and then to make it fit I needed 2 extra pearls somewhere. So I said, well, if I have 1, I can use 2 pearls, and then the rest it's 2 of the beads and 1 pearl, and that's what I did. I hope that made sense. So that was my story, and I'm sticking with it. So this is what shows on the front of your wrist. And then in the back has the swivel clasp. This one I compressed so it's not used. I'm not real happy with these vintage brass jump rings. Oh, I did use the antique brass wire that came in the kit for these, and 2 gold crimp beads. Duh. So they give you plenty of crimp beads in these kits for sure, and they're nice. And I've used my magical crimping pliers on everything I crimped, and I don't know if I'm doing them perfectly, but they look pretty good to me, and I'm happy that I don't have to use a crimp cover even though I have them, because I have trouble with those. I don't have trouble with the crimps so much as I do the crimp covers getting messed up when I'm trying to close them all the way. So yeah, so that is this this bracelet, the last piece I made to use up all the rest of those brass beads. And yeah, that's it, guys. That is what I made with my metallic sparkles kit. And like I said, all I have is crimp beads and some bugle beads left in it that will go in my stash to, one of these days I'll do some bead weaving and use those bugle beads, but I just haven't gotten to it yet because that takes quite a bit of time. So let me know what your favorite is out of everything in the comments down below. I have not priced these out or anything yet, but I probably will be selling most of them. I don't know, I may have to keep one of these necklaces because the black and silver ones, or just the silver one, I don't know. This one was a labor of love. That might be the one I keep. But I really like all the necklaces that I made, with the possible exception of this one. I may take these off and make them into earrings and just have the bauble on the chain. I think I would like that better. So let me know what you think about that. But otherwise, that's it. I need to take pictures also and put these out on SoftFlex's VIB, Very Important Beaders group. I don't know when I'll get to that actually, and I forget the deadline to do that. Probably like a week before the next, well, the next kit is available. I don't remember what it's called, but it's reds and purples apparently, because there's an extra bead strand in reds and extra bead strand in purple. So I need to go out and look at it a little more closely and see if it's something I would like to do and think I'll have time to do in February, which is a short month. I am in 2 collaborations on this channel. One I host and have hosted for since January 2020. We're calling it Jewelry Making Fun. And we post on the 18th of each month at, I think, 10 a.m. Don't hold me to the time. I think so. I did an announcement about it. And we follow a color theme each month. Have been doing this for a year. And then we have 2 optional challenges. So for January and February, I kept our schemes and themes, optional challenges, the same as last year, just so people could get a head start making, which I haven't done, unfortunately. And then the rest of the year, we changed it up a little bit from what it was last year. Not every month changed, but a lot of them did. And changed the challenges and things up. So, yeah. That's it, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I hope it is better for those that have struggled this year. My only struggle is I've been at home most of the year without going anywhere except to the grocery store, and I think I visited with my daughter and granddaughters now 3 times since March, which is pitiful. But yeah, they're growing up right before her eyes, and I'm not getting to see it except through video or pictures and stuff. So that makes me sad. And yeah, it's hard. And those that are high risk, I mean, I'm a little older, so I consider myself high risk even though I'm not old, just because I get nervous about things like that. And my son seems to catch every flu or whatever, so he's very nervous. He's more nervous than I am, and he's in his early 30s. So, yeah. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. I will talk to you the next time, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked what I made. Again, put a comment down below what your favorite piece or pieces were, and let me know your thoughts, especially on this. Do you like that? I think it's pretty innovative, and I love it. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.